But you're good?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm feeling much better. That psychic attack from Thursday really messed me up. Today is the first. There was the bunch of us got hit Thursday. I forgot you and I haven't spoken since then, but yeah, a bunch of us got hit really hard on Thursday. I had to call Andy with an emergency clearing. Yeah, it was a little hectic. It was the day of the election and the 4th of July.
Yeah. I do remember you saying something when we were.
Remember I told you about those headaches I was getting. It felt like somebody was whacking me in the back of the head.
Yeah, I do remember.
That's when it started, and it got 20 times worse over the next 5 hours. Yeah.
Keeps you on your toes
now. I'm feeling good now, but it actually messed me up the whole weekend. I had no energy.
It can do. Keeps you on your toes, doesn't it?
Exactly. I must be doing something right,
Absolutely. You're going to stand out and do good work.
Nice to see you all. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Bradley. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Amma. Hi, Stephanie, Nicole, Catherine, Chantal. Welcome, everyone. Jonno's here. Lord Webster himself.
Yeah, my correct title for podcasts, if you don't mind.
Yes.
I still can't believe I have that.
She's glad that Jonno is feeling much better. He looks better too. You look like you've been revitalized. You got more energy now.
Yeah, Ashley, thank you very much. Yeah, it's still not there completely. However, absolutely no complaints whatsoever. Absolutely brilliant, and it's all going in the right direction. And yeah, I still have I now have about 60 centimeters of scarring on my stomach, and from the last operation, part of it didn't heal correctly, so I still have some of it open that I have to get dressed daily, and also filled, because it was originally 5 centimeters deep. Now it's 1.5, and there you go. Now you know my scar wound.
Well, yeah, they say it makes you stronger, and you obviously seem stronger.
Lara, what a difference. Well, honestly, I mean, I'm sitting here not in pain, and that is all down to the operation and some extremely kind people.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm wearing jeans now. I hadn't worn jeans for a year. It's I can drive without pain. I can sit without pain. I can walk without pain. What a difference! What an absolute difference.
We're just really relieved to hear that you're feeling better, and that your health is getting better, because you did give us a little bit of a scare there.
Yeah.
I'm sure for yourself too. You gave yourself a little bit of a scare too, but as the soul guides are always looking out for us, and the community, we look out for each other too. So yeah.
Lara, just incredible. I mean, honestly, I honestly think that I have the easiest part in this, because all I have to do is, obviously I've got a very close connection to White Hawk. I've got a good idea what's going to happen spiritually to me, and I don't question that. I've worked with him so much over the years that I've learned not to question and just trust. The difficulty is for the people around me, and Louise. I come out of the operation. I have no idea really what's going on because of all the medication that I'm on. I'm like that for a few days. The next thing I can remember is Andy shoving a camera in my face saying we're going live.
That's Andy for you.
I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, so I have him coming in and making me laugh. Louise caring for me, but then Louise deals with the stress of it, the mental side of it.
Yeah.
And my friends around me and family, they deal with they hear about things before I do. And by the time I hear about it, I'm not bothered about it because I'm still here, I'm still breathing. So it's for me, it's not really much of a problem.
Sorry, bud, you're stuck here with us for a while longer. You're gonna No
the
rest
Lord ain't going nowhere yet.
We got work to do.
Yeah, crack on. Forwards. It's the only direction we're going. So yeah, there are very few things in my life that stress me out. So this is just part of it. And at the end of the day, I show gratitude for it, because if it wasn't for the initial illness and operation, I would still probably be stuck in my 3D work, wondering how I can get out of it. Whereas that gave me the ideal opportunity to flash two fingers to life and to the world and say, this ain't for me anymore. I'm getting off. I don't like this ride. I'm getting off. There's
I
a
have
new
those
ride
thoughts
over there that
at
I want
least
to get
once
on.
a month. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck this ride,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but
And
it's a
this is a
game
much
and we just
better
gotta
ride.
keep playing it,
Yeah, absolutely. So all you can do now,
Mhm.
just wake up in the morning, do what you do. White Hawk in many of his messages, and when we do clearing to people and people that obviously suffer, very regularly he will say that no matter what happens during the day, the sun will always rise tomorrow.
Yes.
And with every sunrise, the brother's sun will bring opportunity and a blank page to your next chapter. And it's up to you what you do with it.
Well said, my friend. Well
So
said.
it's when I've got that in my ear 24 hours a day.
You
But
just can't avoid the wisdom, can you? It's gonna be there.
no, when I've got that working and those sort of words coming through, I literally just chill out, do my work with him. I'm very blessed and very lucky to have Louise around me and my family around me and friends and so many other people that I work with. The colleagues that I have around me and us are amazing. And I just feel very privileged rather than anything else. I don't feel like I've had a hard time. I just feel that I've had a process to go through it to get where I am today. And I'm happy with that.
As they say, it takes a tribe, We always need to ask for help where we're in a predicament. And I'm really glad you have that support network around you.
Yeah, and I think honestly, Lara, I think one of the biggest lessons that I had was accepting.
Yeah.
Accepting help, because previously I was always the one that tried to give help. I was always the one that tried to stand up and do things and help others, and I was always the one that was okay myself. Whereas this time, the biggest lesson I think for me is that life doesn't always work like that, and there are many, many powerful people around. And power doesn't come, with being 6'7", built like an outhouse. Power can be the most gentlest person that's out there, but the energy they hold and the gift of life that they can give is just incredible. And I think that was my biggest lesson when two very special people came to me and said, we can help. And I was like, oh, I don't know.
Just
I
your
don't know.
face.
I don't know I can do that. And it took sort of 3 weeks for me to change my mind. But yeah, I'm so glad that I did, and very humbled by it. And also very humbled by, the messages that are still going to, as I look at the screen now, still messages coming up. I still get emails and people on Facebook saying, how are you? And some of these people I know, some of them I know as clients, and some I've never met before. It's incredibly humbling. Absolutely incredible what's, I'm going to say the community does. And also, I always feel that it's right that we acknowledge the right people at the right times. And many people within that community, Lara, have been centered around you. And the exposure that you bring, the different conversations that you bring, the alternative view, having different people coming in. Some are really interesting and some are me. But, it's all that, and it's bringing that alternative person together, really. And I think, as you mentioned, the tribe. What a tribe! What a pack! What an absolute pack! Because if someone's down and needs a bit of help, and excuse my language, but fuck me, is it out there? That
Yes.
that is out there. It's out there in abundance. And in fact, if we're talking about abundance, I know that I've spoken to you before, Lara, but about 2 or 3 days after my operation, and I was just coming back round where I could consciously think about what I was doing. And I was trying to connect to White Hawk and have a little chat with him. And he was saying that there was so much healing sent and so many guides sent on behalf of healers, on behalf of mediums, on behalf of people that don't really know, but they just know they want to send a bit of love, send a bit of healing. If I have a guide, can you go and help out? It was just that sort of thing as well. And it got to a stage where he had to stop the healing because there was too much coming in. And the guides that work with me couldn't work with all of the healing coming in at once. So they had to section it. If you
Wow.
create a line, create a queue of guides. And next one.
Well, we did know you were in quite a precarious situation, so we did send as much love and healing as we possibly could. So I'm chuffed that so many people were. I mean, you filled the hospital, it seems.
Yeah.
Guides and healers.
Yeah. Completely.
Wonderful. And also just think of how many other people in the hospital also received healing just by being in the vicinity while all this was happening. I mean, I know that Andy and the other guides may have cleaned out the hospital to make sure there was no entities that could come in and mess with you, which is a powerful thing to do for a hospital in itself. But to think of all the other people that were also in the vicinity receiving healing just because you were there, it's a wonderful thing.
Well, I don't know. I don't really want to say because I was there, but I think because of the connection.
Because, well, this is the thing. Hospitals can be a very difficult place to be, considering the energy. I mean,
massively. I mean, before I went in, I worked with White Hawk and Webster, and we went through every section of the hospital where I was going to be. And we basically cleared it, protected it, and then also created an area almost like, do you remember when you were, I don't know whether you have it in the US, but when we were kids and we used to go swimming with the school, we used to have to step through a little water pool, only ankle deep, but it was full of chemicals and it was to stop verrucas.
No,
you didn't get that. So yeah, it's just this little tray of water that you have to walk through before you go into the pool, and it's to help not spread verrucas and things like that. So, and I don't know how we're going to link verrucas to spirituality. However, they were saying that the people coming in and working those wards, working those corridors, and we're going down to the cleansing staff, security, everybody that was working there had to go through like a spiritual shower of energy before they came in. So of course we did that, and then we asked that energy then radiate out and go through the whole hospital as much as possible. And even at the time they were saying that this to do a hospital is a huge task, right? Because of the thousands of people that affect the hospital every single minute. And they were saying, concentrate on what we're doing and just let the rest radiate out. So I was like, okay, I'm good with that. Crazy what they do.
Yeah, it really is. And
never boring, is it?
No, this is the one thing about this work is you just never know what's going to happen. I mean, everything is so exciting too, because I mean, this is working with spirit, and you just never know what to expect when working with spirit because of all of the guides coming in with their assistance, but then we also have so many earthbounds and entities that exist in these places. So I mean, it's a huge gift to everybody that comes in that hospital, what you did, and what I should say, what the team did.
Well, the guides did, yeah. It's just again, it's just incredibly humbling. And even when I was kind of better and on the way out of hospital, and able to work on myself with White Hawk and everything, and just feel the ward where I was with light and energy, and the hospital workers, what they go through and the energies that they are susceptible to. Very often, when I've done sort of healing meditations before, we've sort of gone into hospitals and cleared or helped clear energy and put that powerful energy in there. But we always bring out the energies of the workers, the doctors, the consultants, the nurses, anybody that goes in there, because I don't know what it's like in the US, but in the UK, it's a very stressful environment.
Extremely stressful, yes.
so-
And they work very long hours. I mean, some of these surgeons will work 2 days straight without sleep. It's crazy.
And for little or no
And when
reward.
your vibration is low due to exhaustion or stress, you leave yourself susceptible to attachments.
And then look what environment you're walking in.
Yeah.
It's
So you
just
go into a
incredible.
hospital with a broken foot, in pain, not realizing that you are going to be
and you
leaving
come
with
out thinking
something
you're
else
Elvis.
much worse.
Yeah,
There's been quite a few people that have picked up attachments in hospital. And not just regular hospitals, but VA hospitals. One of my friends went into a VA hospital not too long ago, and he left with 2 attachments.
So what's a VA hospital?
It's for veterans.
Okay.
Veterans hospital. So you can imagine that's also a hot spot.
Well, imagine the bloody vibration in that.
VA hospitals are one of the ones I want to add to my list most to start clearing. Yep.
Absolutely. Extreme.
Clinics too, any of those places. And hospices, these anywhere that people are unwell generally does have opportunists lurking, unfortunately.
Well, absolutely. And the more you understand your own energy, the more you're in control of it, the more you change that dynamic of just being open to anything and everything.
Yes.
And I guess that's what we try and teach, isn't it? It's I know we do what we do, and that's our business and our living, but the reality to it is that we try and teach people not to come to us.
Yes.
By by learning, by being able to change the dynamic of the energy around you, and by able to take control of it. Here's the thing, right? We got a message from someone that I'm going to say I know, but I don't know very well. She's not a friend. Someone that I've done a bit of work for previously. Got a message on Sunday, and she messaged Louise as well. And we didn't see the messages, so we couldn't respond. But she was like, "Can I talk to you immediately? Blah, blah, blah. Things happening, emergency situation, sort of stuff." So we diarised to catch up today. And she went to somebody, like a spiritual healer. And she was told, she said they sprayed some stuff on my jumper. 2 of them sprayed some stuff on my jumper, started speaking in some sort of tongue, told me to smell my jumper, and did I like the smell? And she said, no, I don't like it at all. And then one of them set fire to, or she thinks one of them behind her set fire to it, to the jumper. Right? And they were saying to her that you have real negative possession going on. And this is going to take a minimum of 20 masters to clear you. And the cost will be 4,500.
No way.
And
wow.
This is someone that didn't sleep. Having been told that she didn't sleep, she was very, very stressed. And of course, we had a chat this morning. And I'm like, yeah, okay, give me an hour. And she's like, what do you mean? And I said, look, if anyone tells you you need 20 masters and this, that, and the other, you got to question.
So what you're trying to say is you have the strength of 20 masters.
Yeah, 21 actually. But you don't need that. All you need is I've got the boys up there.
Something similar happened recently. I had a client reach out to me and she said, I have an animal rescue where she's got like 2,500 animals, or so. It's just like more than that. It was way higher. She's got thousands of animals at this place, right? And she said, I contacted somebody because something keeps happening to my animals. Like bad things keep happening. And I feel like this place has got some negative energy that needs to be cleared, or something is attacking the animals. And I said, okay, I'll clear it for you. She goes, well, how much? And I said, normal rate, $100. What? I was like, yeah. She goes, are you sure you're going to be effective? I was like, yeah, of course. Why? She goes, I asked somebody else to help me and they wanted $3,000 to clear the whole property and to check all the animals. And I was like, nope, I'll do it for 100. Done.
Yeah. Pay me 3 if you want, but I'll do it.
But it just goes to show, like,
my charge.
We obviously do have to charge something for the energetic exchange. And obviously all of us have bills to pay. But to charge that extortionate amount of money to somebody who is in a desperate situation, I mean.
Well, that's just.
Damn. Everybody can make their own rate.
Maybe they're worth their.
Right? But to tell somebody they need 20 masters to clear their problem.
20 masters. Because we can all rustle those up, can't we?
Wow. And sure enough, by the way, I did find something on that property that was messing with the animals. So it just goes to show that, your intuition is right, but it's a good idea to kind of shop around and get to know the person that's going to be doing the clearing and make sure that they are legit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You've always got to know what your therapist is about, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And when I worked on this lady this morning, she's a lovely lady. And the biggest problem I had with her was the negative influence that she was now carrying. So there wasn't stuff in there that we could go in and say, right, this, and this. She just had like a normal, fairly clear energy. The problem was the mental effect that she now had that had been given to her that was now raising vibrations. And of course, or lowering vibrations, wherever we look at it. But, when you start thinking like that, when you're worrying like that, that creates anxiety. When you have anxiety, that creates energy. When you have energy like that, that becomes stale and dysfunctional. When you have stale and dysfunctional energy, you have illness. When you have illness, you have disease. And all these things sort of, it might take 2 years to get there, 3 years to get there, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
It's certainly one of the things in psychic surgery when we work. If we work on tumor or something of that effect, it doesn't have to be tumor, but something of that effect, you can pretty much say to somebody what happened to you between 4 and 6 years ago and what was it that was wrong.
What are you still angry about? What are you still harboring emotions from?
They have the trauma that creates. Yeah. So all we had to do is go in, have this little clearing with her, have a little chat with her and just say, look, change your mindset. Everything's okay. You've heard me talk about the bully effect. When we train SRT practitioners, if you're going to be bullied, you've got 2 choices. You can back into a corner and let the bully get stronger, or you can stand up, look him in the eye and tell him to do one. Either way, you're going to you are in control of that dynamic, either by backing off or by standing up and saying, I'm here and I'm going nowhere. And bullying energy doesn't like confrontation. Bullying energy backs away from confrontation. So obviously it's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's the general gist of it.
Well, the problem with this work is that there's a lot of negative people and attachments that don't appreciate it. So we do end up getting a little bit of pushback sometimes when we're trying to help people, because they're like, no, you're not going to help this person. This is my toy. I'm going to continue doing what I want with them, and you better, leave the space. And we don't back down from that. We just say, hell no, we're going to help this person. And we really do. We do our absolute best to help people. And this is why I truly feel this is the most rewarding thing I've ever done. And I've done a lot of work.
Without question, right?
Yes.
The result that you get from people. We've all got egos. We're all human. And I don't know anybody who works in this that does it because of ego, and I'm not going down that route at all. But the ego side, isn't it nice when you get an email and they either say simply thank you, or they go into it in a little bit more detail, but getting a pat on the back is a huge payment for this work. But when you were talking about people that don't believe, I was talking to one of the practitioners yesterday, and they were saying that there's this particular person that they're a medium, they have issues, but they come out of that usual phrase that we hear so often, that if you work with the light, you are the light, and therefore there's nothing negative. And she's saying, how do you deal with that? So I said, well, firstly, I remind them that the universe is there in balance, and that's proven. So if there is light, there's dark. If there is good, there's not so good. And if we understand that the universe works in balance, we can't then turn around and say, if you are the light, you're not going to be affected, because energy is energy. And if we're sensitive and if we're open, we're going to pick this up. And she said, how do you deal with those people? I said, I'll give them a business card and tell them to contact me in 6 months' time. So
okay,
you're never going to change people's minds, but life has a way of teaching lessons, I think. And I've just seen a message from Stacey saying universe demands balance. It does. It does. And we're not in control of that. The universe has a far more powerful energy for that than we could. This is
why some people say that these entities are actually helpful in some ways, because they point out the areas of our lives that need to work. They show us the issues that need to be addressed.
Everything's a lesson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just depends how you view it. Depends how you look at it.
Absolutely.
Everything is about progression, being better tomorrow than you were, yesterday.
Yeah. Very
if
true.
You can do that, you haven't got to be a martyr. You haven't got to be a superhero. You just got to be you.
Yes, I love that. Just got to be you.
Just try and
be your authentic self.
Yeah. Be your. Yeah, I like that. Be your authentic self. You haven't got to be anybody else, because it's your authentic that has power.
Yeah. And this is why, so many of us, we do feel like we are like the black sheep of the family in a way. A lot of us are making waves around normal people, I should say, normal people, and you know what I mean? The normie sense. We do tend to stand out a little bit from the crowd with this work. When people ask me, what do you do for a living? I just explain, I'm a Ghostbuster now,
Yeah, I mean, my family don't even know what I do.
Really?
Yeah, my sister has got my sister either knows what I do, or she's very close to knowing exactly what I do. But my dad, my mum, when she was alive, she didn't. My cousins, aunts, uncles.
My family knows what I do, but they don't understand it.
That's understandable.
Like, she chased ghosts or something. Like, that's what they say. They're like, they don't really understand what I do. And to be honest, I don't think they want to know either. They're like, nope, this is
yeah, I don't fully understand what I do.
Don't get her going. She won't shut up if you get her going.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even fully understand what I do, and if I don't understand, nobody else does.
Yeah, but it's like, it's one of those things where so much of this work influences the world around us. This is the most important thing I think I've realized about spirit releasement, is the fact that you can see signs of these entities, attachments. You can see the effect that they have on our world and everyone around us. I mean, and I'm not even talking about politics. I just mean the general public. Like, this is a major puzzle piece for why the world is the way it is. Yeah.
I think my own personal view is, I think that the general public around the world has been opened up to this type of energy through media, through control, all that kind of stuff. Being nice to people isn't in the news, is it?
No, well, the news is designed for a specific purpose to keep vibrations low.
Yeah.
In fact, it's funny. My mom picks up attachments every once in a while. Every once in a while, I'm checking my mom when she's not seeming too right. Like there's like her energy is off. And sure enough, I find something like an earthbound or something attached to her. And then I ask the guys, where did it come from? And they say, oh, from the news. She watches too much news. We keep telling her, lay off the news.
Well, probably, as you know, Lara, electrical goods, TVs, they can bring portals. They can certainly change the vibration
I found
within a
6
home.
portals in a 16-year-old bedroom yesterday. 6 portals.
Yeah.
Through the electronics. It's in all the gaming shit.
Gaming.
Yeah.
It's all out there. And it's all fine because there are ways you can protect yourself against it, but you need to understand what you're doing. and it's not hard, it's basic, but you do need to understand what you're doing, because if you don't understand what you're doing, that can lead to further problems.
Yeah.
And just quickly, that neatly goes into a gatekeeper's meditation that I have.
It does indeed. Do you mind explaining? We do have some people that are on the Soul Apprentice that are just kind of new to this podcast. So do you mind explaining to them what the gatekeeper is?
Yeah, absolutely. So usually about once a month, I have a psychic protection chat, a sit in the power meditation, and a gatekeeper meditation. So this is a live event. So literally, you'll be talking to me, asking questions. We'll be having a chat about psychic protection, understanding the basics of psychic protection. And then we go into what I call the sit in the power meditation. And that sit in the power is sitting in your own energy, because it's important that we understand our own energy. It's important that we understand the frequency of our own energy. If we don't understand how we feel, how do we know when we haven't a frequency coming in attaching? How do we know when there's interference in the force, if you like? If you don't know your own force, how do you know when there's interference in it? Bingo. So many spiritual groups, they're all about connecting to the higher spirit, connecting to guides, connecting to the great spirit, however that is for you. And that's fantastic. But who actually teaches you to connect to yourself, your own spirit, your own energy? So that's what sitting in the power is all about. So we have a chat about psychic protection. We have a chat about sitting in the power, and I go through the meditation with you doing the meditation live. And then after that, we'll do what we call the gatekeeper meditation. Now, the gatekeeper is, for me, one of my strongest, most powerful guides, probably because of the work that I do. But everybody has a guide that watches your back. And the guide,
I call him my bouncer.
Absolutely. They're your spiritual bouncer. Yep. They're your spiritual doorman. And they're there to basically watch your back. It could be your soul guide that does this as well. It could be your master guide that does this as well. Or it could be a specific guide that carries that energy. So what we do is we have that meditation where we enjoy our own energy then, and then we bring the gatekeeper in. And you're able to feel that energy. You're able to connect to the gatekeeper. And once you have that connection, you're then able to call on them, which you can do anyway. But obviously, if you know the energy, you can then connect on a smoother basis. So that gatekeeper will be there to basically stand by your front door when you open up. Yep. To make sure that you're protected, to make sure that you're safe. The gatekeeper can be called in on many, many different circumstances. It might be because everyone is psychic. You don't need to be a medium to do this evening chat. This is basic.
To be technical, Jonno, we are all psychic.
We are psychic. Absolutely,
you don't have to be a trained psychic.
You have to be a trained psychic, absolutely. So this is where the conversation's going. Is I do have people that are mediums that come on. I do have people that are spiritually aware come on, and I have people that have done this for the very first time. I have no idea what are we doing. But everybody, as you say, Lara, is psychic. Everybody has that experience where they've walked into a room and felt that this isn't right. They've met someone and they think, I don't know you, but I really like you. Or, perhaps I've only just met you and you're somebody I want to distance myself from. It's all that psychic energy that people are picking up on, that gut feeling.
Yes.
So everybody has the ability to do this. It's just whether or not you have that understanding of how to do it. And the gatekeeper meditation, as I call it, is a fantastic place to start. So it's it's on the 20th.
Yep. I'm going to get a link for everybody. It's everybody's wondering where the link is. It's jonnowebster.co.uk, but I will dig it up real quick for you.
Yeah, it's just on my training page, and you can see it there.
Training workshops. I'll just share the link to the workshops. There you go, guys.
It lasts for a couple of hours, so it's nice and easy. It's nice and relaxed, and it's interactive. We have a chat, get your questions answered, things like that. It's good.
And keep in mind, you can also book clearings with Jonno. So if you would like a property clearing or a spirit releasement clearing, because like I said, we do clearings for attachments, earthbounds, curses, you name it. But then we also do psychic surgery. Jonno does healing work for people too. So if you see up on there, there's psychic surgery that is for physical healing. So if you have any health issues that you would like healing from the soul guides, we can facilitate that for you.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. Yeah, the psychic surgery is all about illness and disease, and the spiritual health check, the clearing SR2.
I've said this before, but this is before I went to class. I actually messaged Jonno and I told him, I said, I have an issue. I don't even know how I'm going to get on the airplane right now because I had debilitating fibroids at the time, to the point where I could not even go to a grocery store without having issue. And so I was quite fearful as to how I was going to make it over to the UK to have training. And Jonno says, I'm going to do some psychic surgery on you. And this was the first time I experienced it. And my fibroid issues went away within 3 days. 3 days. I had been dealing with the issue for 3 years, Jonno. And after you did that healing for me, after 3 days, it went away. And I've got ringing in my ear now. What is that all about? That was weird. That was weird. I wonder where that came from. But yeah, that was the most effective healing session I have ever. You did a couple on me. I'm pretty sure you did like maybe even 2.
I think it was 3. I think we did 1 a day.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did 3. But like I said, that was the biggest, nicest gift you've done for me, Jonno, really, because that stress and pain and just, it was the worst. It was horribly stressful. And all of that is now no longer an issue thanks to you. So I just, and to the team who, did the healing.
Yeah, I mean, really, I'm going to sit here and take all the credit.
You deserve the credit because it was your idea. So thank you.
But no, it's I guess once you get that connection with your guides, as Andy will openly tell you as well, we have, if you like, the easiest job in the world. It's taken us a long time to get here. In both our cases, it's taken 20 years. And I sat in weekly development circles for about 11 years. I sat in circles, whether it be developing or supporting the main person running a circle, for 15 years. I've been running my own circle with Louise for 9 years.
What an incredible circle that is, by the way. I absolutely loved sitting in that circle. That was when I found out about my own gatekeeper. I have a blue-eyed giant that's looking out for me. Appreciate him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That was a wonderful night when everyone came down.
Yeah,
that was really lovely.
That was the night I figured out I am psychic, actually, because when they introduced me, I forget what his name was, but they were like, we're going to pair you up with this gentleman. And it was really funny because when I sat down to talk with him, he's like, are you picking up anything energetically? And I was like, I'm just freezing. I don't know why. I am so cold. And I don't even understand. As soon as I tuned into his energy, I was freezing. He was like, well, maybe it's because I own a refrigeration business. And as soon as he said that, the cold just melted away. And I was like, wow, that was weird.
Yeah, that was Neil. And one of the great things about working with people for the very first time is obviously they're not very confident, usually. And, you begin working with them, you begin working with their energy and stuff. And you say, what do you feel? Nothing. Okay, do you feel anything at all? No, I feel nothing at all. Okay, I just want you to close your eyes. Can you tell me about any pins and needles or temperature changes? Yeah, I don't know what it is. I've got this really mad feeling going through my head. I've got this ringing in my ear. My right knee's gone cold. Right. Now tell me you don't feel anything. Oh.
Yes.
And it's like that realization. Oh, is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we got something to work with.
It's slow and steady. You know, what's funny is I expected when the
Wins
soul
the
guide
race.
told me that my third eye was open and activated, I'm like, all right, when am I gonna start seeing shit? Like that was my immediate thing was like, all right, if it's turned on, like, hello, like where's everyone?
Yeah.
And I didn't realize you have to develop it. It's like it's one thing for your third eye to be open, but you have to start listening to little nuances, little things that starts very subtle to, you know, and it's like you will start to notice progress very quickly if you start working on it. But
Absolutely.
to build up to that, you have to really have faith in yourself because you can get frustrated very early on as to going like, why can't I hear anything? Why can't I see anything? Like, you know,
Yeah.
but you're getting downloads all the time without even realizing it because your own thoughts are mixed in with all the other stuff you're picking up. So a lot of times what you think is you is actually something that you're picking up from somewhere else.
Absolutely. That's exactly it. I was working with someone on Saturday. They wanted some one-to-one mentoring, and it was our first session. And she said to me, I'm a very impatient person. So I said, okay. Lesson number 1 is going to be patience.
Lesson 1. Yep.
This ain't going to happen in 30 seconds. And just you saying about your, you know, the meditation, when you think about third eye and stuff, the very first meditations I had, literally, and I sound foolish to myself now, but I used to sit on the sofa, put some music on, close my eyes, go through a little protection protocol, and then I'd go into the meditation and I would literally open my eye because I'd expect a guide to walk in through my front door and walk into that was my I don't want to say naive because I didn't know.
Didn't see him. That's the thing.
Yeah. And that was
Our
it.
frequency is constantly shifting too, and that doesn't help either because as humans, you know, we're constantly our environmental factors have a huge effect on our frequency. And if it's almost like you've got to, it reminds me of those old radios, you know, where you're constantly trying to tune into the radio station. It's like you're almost there, but then you still hear the, you know, it's like you're constantly doing this with your own frequency to tune into the entire. Yeah.
And you've only got to be a slight dial out and you're not quite there. You can get stuff, you can pick stuff up, but it just needs that fine tuning just to bring it into line completely. And this is where the discipline of spirituality comes in. Because, like, you know, I teach trance. Teaching someone to do trance, I can teach someone how to do trance in half an hour. Doesn't mean they're going to be any good at it. Doesn't mean it's very safe, and it doesn't mean to say they're going to be a trance medium. But I can tell them the process of going into trance very, very easily. But it's the discipline of it that takes time. It's the discipline, the rebalancing of energies as that energy begins to want to blend with your energy and then come through. All of this stuff takes time. There's no I've forgotten what the phrase is. Like when you go to a roller coaster and you've got the long queue and you've got the short, quick queue.
The express line.
Yeah, there's no express line. Not.
That kind of makes me happy. I don't like the express lines. They slow me down. I'd rather keep it fair. That's fine. Yeah. Although, you know, what's funny, the soul guides have said with this impending shift that it is actually speeding up. Like they have mentioned that some of our facilitators, such as myself, are rapidly becoming mediums, just working with the mediums and doing clearings on people. And I have noticed that myself, especially. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to need 11 years, Jonno, to get there.
No. Well, this is the thing. Anybody that works in that environment is always in a learning environment. Andy and I, when we go in and we teach our courses, we're still learning. We're still progressing. You know, every day we say, what can we get out of this? What can we learn out of this? And certainly, and again, on the first day of training, we do say to non-mediums or people that are not there to be mediums, is that this could very well be the beginning of your spiritual journey.
Buckle
So,
up.
yeah, take your time.
Yeah.
Listen to everybody around you. And just as the mediums, we learn from facilitators, we learn from the other mediums around us. And the whole point of our Wednesday evenings, when the whole tribe comes together, is because we share and we
I love our
talk.
Wednesday meetings.
And it's a very open, protected space, and that means that we can share our experiences. And so I'm just put off. So I've just seen Louise's name come up.
Oh,
Not that
Louise
Louise
is
puts me
here.
off,
Hi,
but Louise is
Louise.
just coming and saying,
Oh, yeah, I see your
you
comment.
gave,
Oh, thank you,
yeah,
Louise. Much love. She's so wonderful.
yeah. So this
You
is
two are
the
quite a
thing about
dynamic
it.
duo.
Can you imagine Batman and Robin, me and Louise?
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. I must admit, I think of Andy as your Robin.
Andy's always Robin. He's always robbing me of my energy.
That's funny. So is there any questions? I'm sure there was a couple questions that we missed. But for those of you who are new to the gatekeeper thing, there is the link just up ahead. I'm going to highlight that for those of you. See, there's Jonno Webster on the training. If you go to his website, you'll be able to access all of the bookings, so you can book a clearing. Somebody was asking how they can book a clearing with me. My wait time right now is about 4 weeks, so you might not want to book with me. Jonno, I think you've got some availability like next week, don't you?
Yeah, I've probably got some this week, to be honest.
Okay,
I
cool.
literally just opened up my calendar back into full work.
Wonderful.
So
Jonno, you don't have to wait with Jonno. Jonno can help you out much faster than I can. My wait's a little long at the moment.
Yeah, I had literally brought it right down just because of my energy levels.
Yeah.
And being
I'm glad to hear you're feeling better though, and you're getting back into it. You've got a lot of stuff going on, and you're going to be doing the talk as well soon. You've got another talk coming up. We're going to be getting you on a Stara too. We're keeping Jonno very busy.
Yeah, well, this is it. If you're going to do it properly, right? I mean, I've had enough time to rest and recoup, and it was important. It did need to happen.
Oh yeah.
But now it is time to sort of get back to doing what we do. White Hawk is very patient, and even when I've been saying I'm ready to do a bit more, he's been saying no, and now he's ready to go. So if you like, well, this week has been a big change for us because we've started the White Hawk Facebook page, which we've been working for the last 2 or 3 weeks. That's now live. That's all coming out with lots of quotes directly from him. So I'll sit down and I'll channel him, record what's being said, and he'll talk for a bit, and then we pull the quotes out. So the quotes that you read on the page are directly from him and his energy. That will have healing in there, all these different things. I'll be talking through videos and stuff. There's lots going on. There's
I'm going to highlight Dave's comment as well. Thank you, Dave. We've got the spiritreleaseacademy.com website as well. If you guys would like to learn more about spirit releasement work, there's information about the training, the classes, the practitioners. If you would like, we have a long list of practitioners that you can look through. Like I'm the busiest one. I should say, because of all the podcasts that I do. So you don't have to wait as long with some of the other practitioners. So I recommend going through the list if you would like a clearing and booking with some of the other wonderful practitioners that we have, because we have a phenomenal group of people that we work with. We are so blessed.
Yeah. And all of the practitioners on there, they have all had to work very, very hard to get their certification. So if they have a certification from the Spirit Release Academy, I would put myself behind them, and I can't say it.
Sometimes you do, because we've checked you too.
And we do. And we do.
We always back each other up. We look out for each other. That's the important thing.
Absolutely, that's the whole point of it. It's not a turn up and smile certificate.
No. And we are still in training every Wednesday. It's funny. You finished the training, but you're still every Wednesday. We learn something new from each other.
Absolutely.
And I love to share stories with each other about the things that we found. Dave, the one who was just commenting, Dave and I the other day, we found an abomination attached to somebody. I was like, what? What do you
Crazy
mean?
what you're
An
saying.
abomination. And the soul guides were like, that's the only way, that's the only word that really describes it. And I was
Yeah.
like, what is it? And it was, you know what it reminded me of? You ever seen The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah.
You guys, you know the Oogie Boogie Man.
Yeah.
We
Was it
fucking
that?
Oogie Boogie Man on somebody.
Was it that?
It was the thousands of small entities all connected to each other, making a big entity. So
Wow.
it was just like the Oogie Boogie
Wow.
Man. You just never know what you're gonna find in the
Yeah.
astral attached to people.
Yeah. Well, when I do
Never know.
my when I search for when I do a clearing and we search for DFEs, the level ones are presented to me like exactly like a gremlin from the film.
Yes, I've heard of those. A few of those have been around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those little gremlins.
Exactly. So you know, I'm not even going to go there really, but I don't know whether it's my mind questioning because I've seen the film and therefore that's the representation, or whether or not they're coming in and they're saying it was the film that took the representation, not the other way around.
This is true because movies will manifest things in the astral too. This is why we don't advise watching horror films.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
Yeah.
you can manifest
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah. That's a huge open door. That is. It's a
Yeah, it
massive
really is.
open door. I'm just quickly going to come to Jennifer because she said that Lucy Middleton has asked.
You're reading my mind. I was just about to ask that question. Go
Okay,
ahead. Go ahead.
we're psychic. We're
Yes,
psychic.
I was sending you the thought. Yep.
How do we develop telepathy with our guides if we don't have any telepathy skills? The simple answer is you do. You just at the moment haven't got the ability to understand how to work with it. And that's what a good psychic development circle will bring you those bases, give you those groundings. And again, you know, do your research. If you want to go into this, do your research because there's different experienced people out there and they teach differently. So find the one that suits you and never, ever, ever be afraid of saying to somebody, this doesn't work for me. I need to go and find someone else. Because when I was working as a Reiki master and working through healing, I never take offense if someone comes to me and says, can you recommend someone? Even though I do the work myself. I never, ever take offense. And I'm just glad that I can be a part of that person receiving healing in whatever direction. So exactly the same when it comes to spiritual development. You have to find the teacher that works with you and never be afraid because it's energy. You know, it's not that you don't like me. It's not that you don't like the person that you're with. That's just something that you want more from somebody else. So go and find it. Go and explore. Find the right person to take you there. And just as we were talking about going on the fast track, if you want a fast track in spiritualism, you'll probably get it. You'll probably get stuff within 6 months, 12 months, and then you'll stop. And then you won't get any more. Whereas when it comes to spiritualism, is take your time, learn the basics. And again, the phrase we use all the time is build your foundations. The stronger you build your foundations, the taller the tower. And you might not do what you could have done within 6 months or 12 months, but I promise you, within 2 or 3 years, you will be double the height of what you have achieved before. And then you will go on to the next 5, 10 years, still with the same grounding, the same foundations, because you've built them properly and you've had somebody help you grow them. So yeah, everybody has psychic ability.
Yes.
Everybody has telepathy. It's just a question of whether you're closed to it, whether you're open to it, and what your understanding is of how you can use it.
You're training your awareness more than anything else, I think,
Yeah.
because the gift is already there for most of us. It's just that
Absolutely.
we've gaslighted ourselves with so much doubt that we don't even listen to our own intuition most of the time. I shouldn't say we, but you know what I mean? As humans.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, when it comes to sort of spiritualism, you know, think of what's happened in the last few hundred years in America, in Europe. Anybody that was spiritual, anybody that had a powerful energy, anybody that was a community leader, it only took one person in that community to question that person. That person was persecuted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, going into the ducking chair. If the chair floated in the water, you were guilty. If it sank and you drowned, you were innocent. How the
I'm
hell
only
does that
laughing
work?
because of Monty Python. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh there.
Yeah,
Sorry.
she's a witch.
I had the clip in my
How do
head
you know
just
she's
then.
a witch? She turned me into a newt.
Yes. I got
Well, you're not a
bad.
newt now. Yeah, I've got better. Okay.
So I don't mean to laugh, but we got to laugh at these things nowadays. I mean,
Oh,
we're
you
no
have to.
longer in that situation, which is
You
good.
have to completely. So, but basically what we're saying is, all these very strong individuals, all these very strong women, pillars of the community, women that used to deal with childbirth, they used to be healers, they understood herbal craft, they understood the universe perhaps in ways that we don't today, in bringing people through, going back even further, the different indigenous communities and the way that they used to live, the way that the grandfathers, the grandmothers used to teach the young ones coming through the community. We don't have that anymore. It's not there. So the old ways and the old lessons are no longer prevalent in that way.
You know who I
So
think finished it off was the television. If you look at the Theosophical Society and how popular that was, there were chapters literally every corner of the world where we were discussing theosophy and all these wonderful things. And then the TV was created, and the next thing you know, nobody's meeting in public anymore for these things. You do get spiritualist churches, but they're few and far between, and it's just not the same as what it used to be. And it's unfortunate. It's like we're rediscovering that now. That there's nothing on TV, so we may as well get off the TV and go back to having discussions again.
Yeah, there is nothing on TV. I think it was this is a British program. I'm not sure you would have got it, but it was the royal family and not the Windsors, not the king in that. There was just a standard family that were called the Royals, and they were up north in the UK. And all they did was, honestly, their program was just them sitting on a sofa watching telly. And that's all it was. But it was hilarious how the family dynamic worked. And it was the father, Jim Royal, and he just got given Sky Dish or something. And he was saying, I've got 200 channels and nothing to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the
All
thing.
mindless fluff these days. And my dad used to call it the boob tube. He was born in 1921. He was around before the TV was even a thing. And he realized how detrimental it was to your intelligence. And it was something that he was always droning on about when I was younger. So now I see it as an adult. I'm like, shit, he was right.
And it's there. However, fortunately, I think and I know that we've discussed it before, but I think that the world is changing. I think people are changing. I think the energy in the world is changing. I think the energy around people is changing.
Absolutely.
And that can only be a good thing. It is changing. Things are going to get better.
So
it can't get any worse, can they?
We've been chatting almost an hour. Does somebody want to say hi today, or shall we wait for a different day? I just thought I would check. How is he doing? Is he around? Does he want to say hi today? Or we can patiently wait for another day? No pressure. When your eyes when you slow blink like that, I'm getting my answer. Like, I know what the slow blink means. He is around.
Yeah. He's always around. He's always around. So, okay. So I am deliberately. See, here we go.
Sorry, Jonno.
It's all right. I am deliberately going to keep this fairly short, and the only reason is that I have something on Monday evening for some very, very special people, and I really want to bring him through then and go through a huge thank you and a meditation with them. However, we have some very, very special people here, and as you can tell, he's affecting my energy already.
I can tell he's affecting your face is already starting to change.
Yeah. And I'm sure he'll.
We'll just have a quick little message for the community.
Come through and just love everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Jonno.
Hang on, I can't get comfy.
Do you think? Take your time, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, White Hawk.
White Hawk, yeah.
How are
Yeah.
you, my friend? Nice to hear from you.
Blessings. Blessings to you, my little one. And many, many blessings to one and all. From the great chief that is above, you understand. White Hawk brings the blessings of the universe. White Hawk brings healing to you all. White Hawk brings love, understanding. Yeah, yeah. So, of course, there is a time, always going to be a time, my little one, where I do come through and just share the love of the universe to you, directly to you, and directly to those that are here as well, because you understand, I am honored to be here. I am honored to be back working with my man in this way. And I am honored to be of service to those who come for help, advice, and healing, you understand.
Yes, we are
So
so
it is with my pleasure and with my honor that I am here today to be with you, little one, and for you to give the opportunity of the White Hawk to come through and just give my love to many, to one, and to all without question. For it is here, my dear, that you will understand that my man has received so many good thoughts, so much healing, and so much love, that his own healing period has been elevated and quickened by the quality of the energy that has been around him. And you will understand this, my little one. So will those around here. For the power of healing is sending the power of the universe direct to the recipient. Never, never misinterpret the power of love. Never misinterpret the power of the universe and the power of healing. For a simple wish, as we all understand, can cause detriment to some. But if we turn that detriment into positivity, if we send someone love and we send someone a prayer, we send them healing. And this is the way of the world. This is the way of the universe. This is the way of life. Is that if we concentrate on the detriment and the lower force energies, then that will be how we live our day. And if we live our day with a higher energy, a higher frequency, one where we are blessed by brother, sun, where we are blessed by the energies of the moon and life, we have nothing but beauty in the day ahead. And as I always say to those that are in need, and I know that my man was talking earlier, is that it is true, the sun will always rise. And it's up to you how you turn the next page of your life. For the next page is always blank. The next page has no words. Yet the words will be written from within. And when you write those words with your heart, the path to spiritual progression is already ahead of you. And that path is one of light. That path is one of love. Yes, that path will have some curves. Yes, that path will have some tricky situations, you understand. But these are all there to learn. These are all there for progression. And once you pass these tests, your path will be elevated again. And the exciting thing is that the next day the sun will rise and the page will be clear once more. So it's purely for you. How do you want to live your day? How do you want to be? How do you want to spend time with others? And what energy do you wish to radiate? It's all a choice. The choice is yours. But there are many around you in the physical world, as well as in the spirit world, that will help heighten these energies and bring through the qualities that everybody has inside. Sometimes it's deep, but they are there. And they are there to be found and there to be expressed and there to be amplified. And this is where I, White Hawk, have the wonderful pleasure of working with my man and his lady in helping to teach and bring those people through. Now I know, my little one, that perhaps I have spoken too much already, because I do know that my man wishes to bring more connection from the hawk through for a very special evening, one of which I'm so looking forward to being a present of. So with this in mind, I will back away. I will leave you with the love of the White Hawk, and I will leave everybody here being touched by your God, by the Great Spirit, the Creator. I back away with honor, and I back away with love. And my little one, I look forward to speaking to you again. And to everybody, I wish you the blessings of the universe. Yeah.
Thank you. Many blessings to you, White Hawk.
Yeah.
Oh, that was amazing. I got chills as well, Aaron. Thank you. Oh, we love White Hawk so much. Thank you for such a wonderful treat, Jonno. His energy is just so beautiful. It really is.
Oh, I love it.
It is. I felt tingles. I felt the love. I can feel just it's almost like an astral hug. Is what it kind of feels like. And when he calls me little one, it makes me feel like a kid.
His energy is huge, massive, and that's what happens. That's why. So he's normally around me, particularly when I'm working, and he's kind of there. But then as soon as someone says his name or whatever, he's like, "Who, me?" And then he steps in a bit closer, and then all of a sudden I can't finish my sentence. No. Oh, here we go. Yeah. But I'm very, very lucky. That's the Hawkster, yeah.
Yeah, he did say he's going to touch each one of us and send us all some healing. So we are all very, very grateful. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah, he'll be connecting with everybody energetically without any question.
Yeah, I can feel it 100%. In fact, my chest seems red for some reason. I don't know. I've got so much energy coming in here. I feel so great, So thank you. That was wonderful.
Around your necklace, what is it you're wearing?
This is red, moss agate. It is half milky quartz and half moss agate. So I'm doing, diversifying the crystals these days.
Yeah, but your chest has been red.
I know. I don't know what is going on there. That was weird. So I'm going to share your link one more time for everybody.
Thank you very much.
I'm also going to share the link to your White Hawk page so we can get more followers. You gained 100 followers today. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. So it is an interactive page. There will be stuff on there every day.
Wonderful.
All from the man himself.
There we go. My computer is being slow. Here we go. Got the link for that. For those of you, so make sure that you give Jonno a follow on his new page. And yes, we're going to be seeing you a little bit on Astara, so we'll do some promoting for when that's going to happen too. And many thanks to Louise also for her love and support and for letting us borrow her Jonno for this morning.
Yeah, I'll go back in the broom cupboard in a minute.
Yes, your little nook under the stairs.
But no, I mean that Astara page that you have is great. It's important. It's a really good hub for practitioners and for people that need ongoing support. There's such a diverse amount of experience in there with really good quality people. So I'm very, very keen to help out however I can, and if it's just me having a chat and bringing the Hawkster through, then
wonderful. What a special treat that was for us. You've made me so giddy with happiness today. I love the Hawkster. He's wonderful. So thank you very much, Jonno, and many thanks to
our pleasure.
White Hawk as well.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you to everybody that's commented. I will go back and read them all as well.
It's a pleasure. I love you all. I will see you all tomorrow at 10 a.m. the usual time. Take care, everybody.
Take care, Laura. Lots of love.
Bye. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.